Greetings. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome to False Mercy. A game about a sinner's afterlife as he waits for Judgment Day. Or at least that's what the page says. Who knows what it may actually turn out to be about. It's apparently Act 1, but there isn't any Act 2 or 3 as far as I've found. So let's hope there's not any particularly egregious cliffhangers, shall we? So, I'm really dead, huh? Perhaps. Why not follow the angel? He certainly looks friendlier than those angels from the last game. Aha! Hello, my old friends. My imaginary friends. This way. What is this path for? Those who do not live long enough to either do good or sin pass through here, directly to heaven. Well, lucky them. Perhaps not. Come. I mean, maybe. It does seem a bit perverse, though, that the ones who died young are the lucky ones. That idea. This is a really thin bridge. Hey, why am I young again in the afterlife? I was old when I died. There are no children or old here. All are in their prime. Huh. Or what would have been their prime if they died too young. And is that what you consider to be their prime? Or what they would consider? I don't know. By interacting with objects around you, yes, I'm familiar with the concept. Sometimes it's not you that's sick, it's everyone else. I suppose. That makes you the doctor that everyone needs. There's perhaps some truth to that. I'm not quite certain. I have at times been the only sane man in certain places. This is all the cash I had saved up in the end. You don't need friends, just people who think they owe you. So always keep people around you in debt, and they will slave for you. That's an interesting philosophy. Living is hell, while death brings peace. So don't be afraid to kill and bring peace to them. Alright, I'm starting to think this guy might not wind up in heaven. Yeah, I have known people who genuinely think like that. Maybe not the second half, at least most of them, but the first half of living being hell and death being peace. It's such an utterly nonsensical. What's my #1 hobby doing here? Am I supposed to wait here playing video games or something? That wouldn't be a bad afterlife, I suppose. Life is a game. You're the protagonist and everyone else is an NPC. Huh. Wring them out as much as you can to get to where you need to. Books on communication, psychology, NLP. So these are all the things I learned in my life, and also with records of where I used them. Why don't you kill yourself and leave a note? That always attracts media attention, and helps you make a statement. There's some kind of evil self-help. Shut up! Off the record, what was it that made you say these type of things? Those type of thing. And to people who come to you for help, no less. Because I could. Is that really it? Are you serious? No, really. How many others can say that? Go on, I'm waiting. I had all these buttons I felt I could push in people through my words, to activate them to do unimaginable things. And so I did. And so did they. Huh. That's rather disturbing and yet strange and almost admirable in its purity. I get what all this is now. This is a room of all my deeds. Of what I spent most of my time in my life doing, and what I most cared about. There's nothing remotely representing another person here. No wonder why my funeral was so empty. The 9-month period is almost over, so it could be any moment now. Ooh, I'm so excited! And scared too, aren't you? Absolutely. We're finally going to be born as humans. Definitely. Positively. You know, it's been really long since he's been just staring outside like that. Is that so? I didn't notice. I wonder what he sees outside. He does tell us all about it. Like, he even taught us how to speak human language already. I mean, I want to see outside like he does, not just hear about it. Besides, he hasn't been telling us much since a while. That's true. Besides, why can only he see what's going on outside? Because life is unfair and evil is everywhere, that's why. Some are tested with, and some are tested without. That's what he told me when I asked him. I guess that makes sense. Some are tested with knowledge and some with ignorance. Something like that. Some by having, some by having not. Makes sense to me. I don't get it. Neither do I. I think something important could be happening outside. I'll ask him and see what's up. Cool! So, what's happening? You've been staring outside since quite a while. Come on, say something! I'm very confused. I can't make sense of what I'm seeing. Well, then tell us about it. Perhaps we can work it out together. Together, huh? Yeah! Together we can be justice. I think that's it. We're not going to be together outside. Why, of course we are. Isn't that why we're in the same womb? You said so. Guys? I think something's wrong. What? What's happening to her? Where did she go? What's happening outside? Congratulations. Huh? Staring outside has got me thinking. Are you the lucky one? Or are we? Okay then. Huh. Okay. So by the looks of it, I was thinking initially it was gonna be a reincarnation thing, but I think that last scene was happening before. I think the last scene was happening before the deaths, the going to the Afterlife thing. That was like when the guy was being born, maybe. And those two died. Were they like triplets, but only one of them survived? Or are those like in the previous games, representing aspects of his mind that he was born without? And like he was either that. Huh. Well, that was a lot shorter than the previous games. But yeah, either way, the depths of Sigma and Succour seem to be applied to be what put him on that path and all that. Whether they were real, or whether they were his triplets or parts of his mind. Either way. And if that's the case, there's a sort of bitter irony in the gods in the afterlife judging him for what he did. Considering, well, you could say that they're at fault for what he became. That sort of romantic. And it didn't say what afterlife he did go to. I wonder what happened to him. You think he went to hell or whatever, or limbo or whatever this religion has, but who knows? Well, that was actually probably the most comprehensible, the most easily comprehensible of his game so far, which isn't saying much. It's just a short story about a sinner in the afterlife and his birth and all that. Of course, this is only Act 1. I have no idea where it would go from here. This does function fairly well as a self-contained story. I don't know where it would go from here. Unless I'm wrong and that was actually his rebirth. Or maybe it would show the rest of his life, I don't know. We may never know. He may never make another game in this series. Well, yeah, that was False Mercy. Short and sweet, so to speak. Well, next up, False Server, I suppose. But until then, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave an nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, except you, Salik, and so long, suckers.